Hi everyone, my name's Tanya Sesmonero and I'm a career and work-life balance coach from Vida Coaching. And today I wanted to come and talk to you about setting New Year's resolutions and how to stick to the goals that you set, how to set goals that you can really stick to. So, how many of you have made New Year's resolutions and have broken them already? I'm sure there's quite a few people, because some people are pretty good at sticking to New Year's resolutions, but the majority of us tend to break them a few weeks in. And the reason for this is kind of threefold, really. Firstly, a lot of people start off with the wrong attitude. So they feel that they should lose weight or they should do more exercise, but they don't really want to. So they end up doing a bit more exercise or sticking to a diet for a little while and then they give up. The second reason is that often people set overly ambitious goals. So people kind of think, oh, I want to run a marathon, I'm going to run a marathon. And then they aren't able to stick to it. It seems such a big goal to set that they feel unable to stick to that goal. And the third reason is that people tend to focus on the symptoms rather than the problems. So often stress or overwhelm can be at the root of a lot of the problems that we have, certainly when it comes to work-life balance and productivity, and which are areas that I help people with. But people tend to look at the lifestyle choices that they choose as a result of that stress or overwhelm. So often when people are feeling really stressed, they maybe stay up watching some TV because they haven't managed to sit down till really late and they just fancy, watching a bit of TV to relax. And then they don't get enough sleep. People can choose poor food choices because they want to treat themselves because they're not having a great time. Or they decide not to go and do exercise because they're too tired, they've had a hard day or whatever. And so it spirals and this continues. So when I work with clients on stress, on productivity, on work-life balance issues, I always make sure I find out what's going on for them, what is causing their difficulties, so that we can come up with a goal to try and fix those issues. So, sometimes it could be, for example, that if somebody is really stressed, it often, not always, there's lots of reasons, but one of the reasons can be work. And so it's looking at making some changes at work, whether it's, talking to your boss to make some changes, whether it's setting some boundaries, whether it's finding a new job, to try and improve that before you then look at the symptoms of weight and health and all that kind of thing. And so that's kind of looking at let's fix the root of the problem rather than the symptoms. When I talked about setting overly ambitious goals, I wanted to go back to that marathon run. So if you think about it, well, certainly I don't know about you, but if I was to think about the fact that I had to run a marathon, that would be very overwhelming for me. So what I do with my clients is to break that goal down, have that overall goal. That's a fantastic goal of running a marathon, but break it down into much smaller, more manageable goals, so that you have a goal that you set for 1 to 2 weeks and you put an action plan around that. So, what can you do? There's lots of things that you would need to do if you wanted to run a marathon. Maybe change your diet, do smaller runs and build up, maybe go to the gym, get more sleep, lots of different things. You might want to see a nutritionist. There's lots of different things that you might want to do. So set smaller goals and decide on how you're going to achieve those goals within a short period of time. Because if you get small wins, it spurs you on, it gives you that momentum to then build up to achieving that larger goal. And then people who start off with a wrong attitude, you definitely have to choose something that you really want to do. There's really no point in doing something where you know you're not that bothered about doing it. You think you should rather than you actually want to. So have a real think about that, and set some goals around the 4 Ps when you're setting your goals. And that is, the 4 Ps are that it needs to be possible, it needs to be positive, personal, and present. So if I start with present, I'm going to do something rather than I want to do something, because you're wanting to do it is kind of a wishful thinking. I'm going to, or I am doing something, I am doing it already. Your brain thinks you're already doing it. So I'm going to the gym, I'm eating healthily, whatever it is. It needs to be possible. So as I said, you know, you need to be committed to it. It needs to be positive, so it's not that you're going to stop doing something, it's going to be what you're going to be doing, and personal to you. So those are my tips for setting goals and achieving your goals. I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, then I would love to answer them. I see that a few people are talking to me now, so thanks very much. I'll answer any questions, and thanks very much, and speak to you soon. Okay, bye bye.